Maybe you want to start in marketing, but you really have no idea on where do you really start. You need a marketing plan. And how do we come up with that marketing plan? Today I'm going to be discussing with you on how to create a marketing plan. I'm going to be explaining to you all the basics that you need, or all the elements that you need, or all the things that you need to do to come up with a marketing plan. And this marketing plan will be very, very essential and crucial when you're doing your marketing, or when you're creating a marketing campaign. So one of the things that you need to do if you want to create a marketing plan, number one, is set clear objectives. What do you want? And when you're talking about set clear objectives, we're talking about smart goals. What do we mean by smart goals? We mean by specific goals. You have to be specific in what you want. It needs to be measurable. May it have value, or it's something that you should be able to measure. Is it really performing the way I want? And then number three, achievable. In the smart, the third thing is the goals should be achievable, something that you're able to realize, something that you can be able to achieve. Do not set goals that you cannot be able to achieve. And then number four is relevant. It should be really relevant in whatever you're doing. The goals that you have created should be relevant to your marketing campaign. And then number five is time bound. It should have a time of completion. It should have a starting time and a completion time, so that you don't find you're really working, you have a goal that is really taking a lot of time to achieve. So you need to create smart goals. When you're creating, one of the ways of creating a marketing plan is have smart goals. And you find that when you have these goals, they will really be able to help you to have a clear objective on whatever you want to do. And then the other thing is identify the target audience. And when we're talking about the target audience, we're talking about, you need to identify them in terms of their demographics, their preference, their behaviors, things like their pain points. What is this really that they're looking for? And once you have really identified the target audience, you'll be able to, your plan, or your marketing plan will be good. You'll be able to identify what is it that I really need to do, so that I can achieve whatever the target market or the target audience really wants. And then number three is competitor analysis. Then where you find that one of the things that you really need to do when creating a marketing plan is, and that's understand your competitors. You need to learn more about your competitors. What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? What are those things that they are doing better than you? What are these things that they're implementing in their company that are really making them to have good sales? So let's say you're dealing in real estate, you understand who is your competitor. What are they doing so that they can make sales? How are they able to convince their customers to buy land from them? So once you understand the strengths and weaknesses, you're able to come up with a very good marketing plan. And then another thing, when you're creating a marketing plan, is number four, you use the SWOT analysis. What do you know? What do you understand by SWOT analysis? SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. When talking about SWOT, you need to understand about the strengths of your marketing plan, the weaknesses that you're facing, the opportunities that you could seize, or identify the gaps that maybe there are many people are not reaching. Maybe let's say you're dealing in mitumba businesses. I know I like using mitumba businesses, but you need to understand and identify what are the opportunities that are out there in the market that I can really use. And then you need to understand the T. That T stands for threats. What are some of the challenges that I'm going to face when I'm starting this business? What are some of the things that are really hard to avoid when you're doing these businesses? And once you understand the SWOT, you use the SWOT analysis, you will be able to understand what to really include in your marketing plan. And then number five is the marketing mix. What do we mean by the marketing mix? Many people have been asking, what is this marketing mix? So I'm going to do a video on the marketing mix. When you're talking about the marketing mix, it consists of the 4 P's. When we're talking about the 4 P's, number one is your product, price, place, and promotion. I'm going to be talking about this in details. What do we mean by the marketing mix? Once marketing mix is something that is really crucial and very key when it comes to creating a marketing P. You need to understand your product. You need to understand how are you going to be pricing your items. You need to understand which is the place that people can access your services or get your product from. And when you're talking about position, Sorry, we're talking about place of position. We're talking about, is it online or is it a physical place? So those are some of the things that we really need to include in your marketing plan. And then when talking about uh, promotion, we're talking about things like creating offers, we're talking about discounts, we're talking about giveaways, bonuses, things like that. So those are some of the things that you really need to include in your marketing plan. Wait up for part 2, where I'll be explaining in details about other things that you really need in a marketing plan. So make sure that after the end of this video, click for the next part 2, where we'll be talking about that in details, about the other elements that you really need when you're creating a marketing plan, because a marketing plan really includes a lot of things. And we have started with stating just 5. We have said about, you need, when you're creating a marketing plan, you need to set clear objectives. You need to identify the target markets. You need to have a competitor analysis. You need to use the SWOT analysis, and then you need to understand the marketing mix. I hope you have learned a thing or two. If you have learned something, make sure that you do come to part 2 so that you can learn more.